the true integration of tech into broadcasting. I think so. Mind you, Harnran and I were the first ones to kind of call games from a voiceover booth, and then when I started with the NBA initially, they weren't flying us anywhere. We were initially in Toronto, and we were using it's called KISWI, which is just an online setup. I would be able to get the international sounds and call the games pretty much from my house. And this was just pre-COVID. So now you can imagine that that tech was already immersed, and we were on NBA League Pass, and we'd be able to call regular season games or even playoffs. And I'd have, my color commentator from another part of the world, and whether they were in BC or in California, who would call the games with me. Now, that's from the production side of things. I think from a viewer's perspective, we really need to look at all the different ways that consumers are consuming a lot of their content these days. And just as Laurel mentioned, whether it was TikTok or Twitch, and NFL has done such a great job in marketing itself in so many different streams. Because if you are not capturing the audience of today, then the growth of your game for tomorrow is going to be lagging. And if we consistently just stick to what we know, and this has always been kind of my battle with hockey at times, is this concept of the old guard, that we've had kind of similar faces, mind you, they're great, but we've had similar ideas. And it isn't until we start mixing that up a little bit to understand that you can actually grow your audience far wider than what we think is wherever there's going to be a possibility for ice in the winter, right? That there would be a lot of countries who are generally warmer temperate countries who would be very interested in hockey because of the energy that it brings. Now, the way that we can do it is obviously with technology. With TV rights, it gets very expensive, as you know, but there's so many other ways and to make money and to be able to get sponsors. I was covering the 2016 NBA All-Star game when it was in Toronto. It was Kobe's last All-Star game, so I had the opportunity to cover that game. And then, if you recall, the next two All-Star games were sponsored by YouTube, and you would be able to watch the games on YouTube and certain segments on YouTube. And so I think that's what's kind of lacking. I always come back to hockey because I'm so passionate about it, and I feel there's so much that could be done, which isn't taking place right now. I thought the biggest thing was when Drake did the show at the end of the second period in Montreal at an All-Star game. But we are just not connecting with a younger audience who hasn't had hockey in exposure, whether it was them playing themselves or a family member who's been involved. So I think right now hockey has become almost a hand-me-down sport, as opposed to being able to capture a new audience. And the only way we can do it is we need to get the game onto social media, social content that's available, and capture people in different ways. It's not just about the game. Hometown hockey was amazing, and getting people involved. But even that now, hometown hockey is a couple of years old. Like, we always have to create new content and new ways of capturing an audience. I think that's what's important.